Inheritance. In this video, we will learn what is inheritance, why inheritance, advantage and disadvantage of inheritance, and at the end we will see points to remember. What is inheritance? There are four pillars for object-oriented programming. These are abstraction, encapsulation, inheritance, and polymorphism. Inheritance is the one of the primary pillar for OOPS concept. Inheritance is the process in which one class inherits the field and method of another class. We group the inheritance concept into two categories, derived class and base class. Derived class, known as child class, also the class that inherits from another class. Base class, known as parent class, also the class being inherited from. To inherit from a class, use colon symbol. Let's see how can we implement this in code. Here I will create a class employee. If I want to make employee class as a parent class for program, so what we need to do, I pass here colon sign and then I'll type employee. Now program is a child class for employee class. Why inheritance? The code between these two classes is duplicated. Here you can see we have two class, full-time employee and part-time employee. And here we have some common fields, first name, last name, email, address, and even this method print full name is also common between these two class. For this solution, what we will do, we will create a employee base class contain all common attribute. Derived class inherit base class. Derived class now have access to base class all property fields whatever present in base class. Here you can see we have employee class and employee has first name, last name, email, address fields and one method print full name, and full-time employee and part-time employee is declared as child class for this employee class. Let's see how can we implement this in our code. Here we already have class employee and inside this I'll create variables public string first name, public string last name, public string email, public string address. Four fields I created. Now I'll create one method public return type string print full name. And then we will return string first name. I'll concat this with space, then last name. This is our one base class. Now I'll create two more class, one full-time employee, second part-time employee. Class full-time employee and colon employee, and here I'll create its own property int yearly salary. Class part-time employee colon employee int hourly rate. So now employee class has two child class, full-time employee and part-time employee. I'm removing this from employee program class. Now what I need to do, I'll call these members, the parent class members, using object of child class. How to do that? We will come here in main method. Inside here I'll create object of full-time employee. First I need to pass value in first name, like this. Then that method, that parent class method, is a return type method, so we can call this inside console.write object name and then method name, and then at the end we will type console.read line. Now we will execute this class and see the result. Here you can see the output. It printed the name of the employee. Advantage and disadvantage of inheritance. Advantage is reduce code redundancy, code reusability, a lot of coding time is saved, reduce source code size and improve code readability. And disadvantages are, the main disadvantage of using inheritance is that two classes get tightly coupled. This means one cannot be used independently of each other. Also, with time, during maintenance adding new features, both base as well as derived class are required to be changed. Points to remember: the derived class inherit from parent class. C# supports only single class inheritance. C# supports multiple interface inheritance. Child class is a specialization of base class. Base class automatically instantiates before derived class. Parent class constructor is executed before child class constructor. So in this tutorial we had learned what is inheritance, how can we implement inheritance in our code, what is the advantage and disadvantage of inheritance. Thank you.